So we've had a request to go over Shawn Brady's one-arm guillotine from top half control.
Right now, Leon Edwards has hated the fight.
Cranking on that neck. See how he hides it under his hip? That's how he starts it. Now, if Leon turns into him, he's just going to finish it. He's got it.
Yep.
He's got it. That's it. It's over, I'm telling you right now.
Yep, there's a lot of pressure there.
Now he's got the other hand.
This will be done. There it is. Wow.
So if you're new to jiu-jitsu or you're getting into it, you're getting into MMA, understand that this half guard position when you're on top is honestly probably one of the most dominant positions that you can be in. A lot of people feel like they're in a bad spot because this dude on bottom has my leg, and vice versa. The dude on bottom tends to believe that they're in control because they have your leg. When in reality, I'm essentially in mount, but there's less of a chance of him being able to sweep me. If I get a cross face and an underhook, if I stretch this leg out and bring this leg up and I kind of shift my hips a little bit, I'm pretty solid from here. I can set up a lot of different attacks from here. And again, for today's video, we're going over Shawn Brady's one-arm guillotine. Now, he has a real nice dilemma that he puts these guys into where if they're getting really active and posting off with this arm, he'll start isolating this arm and looking to go for Kimuras. When they start defending and tucking this arm, he starts scooping up the head and he starts going for the guillotine. Again, it's a great way to put this person into a dilemma because they're not really able to get out from this position because of his pressure. And then again, he's constantly switching back and forth on his attacks. Now, when we're doing this one-arm guillotine, you will have the option, as I'll show you, where you can actually grab your other hand. I can pull up and I can finish it like I would a normal guillotine. But again, if I need this other hand to either throw strikes or to control this arm or to post out, I am able to finish this with one arm. Now, the detail that I've been struggling with, and I've been watching his replays over and over, is trying to figure out how to differentiate this one-arm guillotine from a choke to a neck crank. And what that's going to come down to is how I shift my body. So when I'm scooping up the head, the way that Shawn does this is he tucks his elbow and tricep back and essentially comes up onto his palm. He gets his head real nice and high. As this guy starts pressuring that head back, he swims that arm underneath and he's able to get a nice deep grip. Now, he doesn't go with a chin strap. What he ends up doing is actually flattens out this hand and he brings it across the dude's chest as high up as he possibly can, and then he hides it with his hip. And this is where the detail comes in between the difference of a crank and a choke. If I stay low like this and I just start shifting my weight back, I can get a good squeeze and I start coming back this way, it's going to be more of a neck crank. That's fine. Person's still going to tap, but just understand I'm applying more of a crank at this point. If you watch closely when Shawn does this, the moment that he gets this hand flat on the dude's chest, he actually rides his shoulder up nice and high. He posts his head on the ground and he actually gets his hand, if Cash should come around here, he gets his hand underneath his hip bone right here. And now I'm going to cover that hand with my hip. And now when I sit here and squeeze and pressure in, I'm getting more of a choke because of the fact that I'm riding a little bit higher and I'm using the entire side of my body, my lats, to compress the side of their neck. So again, I get this nice and tight. If I stay sunken down and I just pick up the head and I squeeze and I scoop back this way, I'm getting more of a crank. If I drive my shoulders forward, I get high up on my head, my entire body's involved, I squeeze, I'm gonna get more of a choke. Again, I can always take this hand, reach underneath, grab the top of the choking arm, and I can pull up and finish with both hands if I feel the need to. But again, I can post out on this arm, I can post out here, I can strike if I need to, all while I'm applying a single arm guillotine. Now, we can take this one step further, and you saw this against this fight with Leon. The moment that they start applying this choking pressure, the dude on bottom, in this case Leon, completely opens up his legs. Why? Because he's now desperate trying to get his head free. He completely forgets the fact that he was biting down on the leg. This gives Shawn the ability to step over. Now, I can turn into him and come up and finish with a normal guillotine. That's fine. I can also scissor my feet, keep my hip pressure down, stay up nice and high, and I can still finish with a single arm guillotine from here. But now I'm in a better position because my hips are so high up that even if he starts bumping, driving, trying to move me, I'm in such a high rise position and my weight is completely up top here. He doesn't really have any leverage to be able to roll me out. And then again, when I shift and I bring my hips back down, I'm now hipping in, cranking up on the head, and I'm still able to get the finish from there. So it is a nice one-arm guillotine to hit, but the big thing, again, that I've been struggling with personally is understanding the difference of being able to apply it with a crank versus being able to apply it with an actual guillotine pressure. So, again, if you're new to grappling or MMA and you want to just kind of start drilling positions, people always like assume mount is a dominant position, which it can be, but it also leaves me vulnerable to getting swept. Playing this half guard position where I can sink my hips down, I can work these cross faces, I can work these underhooks. This is a really good position for me to be in. And then again, if they're getting real antsy with this arm, I'm going to put my focus on trying to attack this arm. But if he starts trying to defend it, this is where we go right into Shawn's one-arm guillotine. Again, pressure up, right? Scoop this back, get his head to come up, swing this arm around, and again, as I swing this arm around, notice my hip rises up. I bring that arm across his chest, I bring my shoulder up to the mat, I drop my hip back down to protect that arm so he can't access it, pressure my head down, squeeze, hip in, we get the choke. If I stay low riding and I bring my hips back and I squeeze, we get more of a crank. Nonetheless, give it a shot. Stay safe as always.